Good morning, students. Hello. So, how are you all? I'm fine. Thank you. Yes, I know you all are fed up with your today's situation. That is because of lockdown. It is sometimes it is opening, sometimes it is closing. But the fact is that we have to learn this situation, how to tackle it, instead of tackling how to go through the same situation and be happy in our life, isn't it? Being happy is very important in our life. Okay, now instead of wasting much more time, let us begin to be happy with our revision of our lessons. So let us begin for the same.
Now students, we are going to revise our lesson number 4, that is using Excel as a data sheet. So now let us start with our data sheet. For our data sheet, we are just going to open an Excel. So this is my Excel sheet. In this Excel sheet, I have already prepared one table containing roll numbers, name, marks for the subjects like English, then Hindi, computer. So these all things are present in our. So in Excel sheet I have prepared a total. So how to prepare a total, just I'll inform you. I have done relational operator, that is I have just sum from English, that is C2 to E2. I have made a total. For percentage, what I have done, which formula I have used? I have used equals to, then total divided by how many subjects? 1, 2 and 3 divided by 3. So this is my percentage formula. So this way I have done the table. So in this table I have taken 6 entries containing roll number 1 to 6 and few names. These are I have taken as per example. So now what is a database? So database is a collection of information related to a particular subject, such as maintaining addresses and phone numbers, a list of the library books, then keeping students record pertaining to academic and co-curricular achievements, then keeping employees information, etc. So these are all examples of our database, or why we can use database and which all forms we can use it. So it helps us the users to organize, retrieve, sort and edit data as per their requirements. Database consists of fields and records. So now this roll number is nothing but the record, whereas name, English, Hindi, computer, these are nothing but the field names. So what are these? Field names. So what is the field? So a column within a database that contains only one type of a data is called field. Now here I have said English. Now these are only just marks of the English. So this is my Hindi. So this column contains Hindi marks. So this is nothing but your fields and record. So what is a record? A row. This full row is nothing but the record of a student. So a row in a database is called a record. For example, so now here see. So this is a record containing roll number, name, English, subjects, that is English, Hindi, computer and its total and the percentage of that name. So here comes a record of a student, that is Anju. Her record is in English subject, how many marks she has got. Then Hindi, computers, then a total, how much is her total and how many percentage she has received. So this is nothing but a record of Anju. So what is a field name? So it is a column label for the field in a database. So the rows are called as record, whereas the column is called as the field. Okay. Now forms. What is a form? So form is a dialog box that provides easy way to enter or display a complete row of information. So a complete row of information, a complete row of information or record. So it has text boxes to enter data in fields and command button to manipulate the data. Now before adding a record in the form, the worksheet must have field names at the top of each column. Then the Microsoft Excel uses this field names to enter records in a form. Now form has the following features. What are the following features? So it displays one record at a time. So whenever we are creating in a form, we can display one record at a time. Now first of all, to display the form, so we are having few steps. I have mentioned the steps over here at my right hand side. So to open it, first we have to create a table. Now this I have created a table. Now in this table, I just wanted to show you the form in an Excel. So first what we will do and open an Excel and create an Excel sheet. Now I have opened the Excel form and this is my created sheet. Okay, now then go to the office button. So here is my office button. Just I'll open the office button. In office button, here I am having the Excel option. Now let us begin for the same. I'll go and click on the office button. So now in office button, here is my Excel option. At the bottom you will find the Excel option. Just click on this Excel option. Now in this Excel option, my Excel option message comes. In this Excel option at the left hand side you will have the customize option. These are all tabs like popular, formula, proofing, save, advanced, customize, add-ins, trust centers, resources. Now let us go to customize. I want to customize it. So as I click on the customize option, again there are some sub options present. So here is my choose command. Can you see the choose command at the top? So here is my choose command. So in this choose command, let me click and choose, that is command not in the ribbon. So I don't have few commands in my ribbon. So if you need any kind of commands in your quick access toolbar or anywhere, you can add on in this way. So how to do it? Just commands not in the ribbon. So which are not in the ribbon, just click on it and choose the option as forms. So my forms is present over here. So as I have clicked, I said add on it. So before I say add on, so it was already added. So I have resetted it. So I'll just again click on my form. I have choose the form option. Then go and click on add. So as I click on add, my forms will get added into my quick access toolbar. So here is the way I want to add on. So what all things are there in our quick access toolbar? Save, undo, redo. These are fixed one which are present at the quick access toolbar. Now I just wanted to add the forms. Now I have added the form and I just click on OK option. As you click on the OK option, now see here at the top on the quick access toolbar you will find the forms option. Now you want to see the form, how does it looks? So for looking it, just go and click on the A2. This is my first roll number, so I'll just click on the roll number 1 and then click on the forms. As and then I'll click on the forms, you can see my forms are available. So that is sheet 1. So this is my roll number 1. You can see this in roll number 1. It is available roll number 1. Whose it is? Anju. Then how many marks she has got? Whatever the record is present of this roll number 1, everything comes over here. So now if you want to check all the record. Just click on this arrow. This is my second roll number, third, then roll number 4, 5, 6, and that's it. Suppose you want to add a new record. So how will you add? Just click on this new button. So as you will click on this new button, suppose I'll mention here roll number 7. In roll number 7, I want to write it the name, roll number 7. Now in roll number 7, what should I write? Suppose I'm writing the name as Pranav, and in English he has got suppose 78 marks. Here it is. I'll edit it. Pranav. Then in English he has got 78 marks. Then in Hindi, you have to bring your cursor every time to the next one, that is Hindi. Hindi he has got 85 marks. In computers he has got suppose 92 marks. When I go to the next one, this way I am going to add it. So as I am adding into this sheet, the same way the record is getting added into my Excel sheet. Understood, kids? Now this way I am going to add. Suppose I want to search any record. So how will I search a record? So for searching a record, first of all click on this. Open the form. As you open the form, click on the criteria button. Here is my criteria. Click on it, and which roll number you want to search. Then type the data that you want to search. Suppose you are going to type roll number. Suppose I want to search roll number 5. So I'll just click on the roll number 5. As I click on the roll number 5, if the record exists and matches with the given value of that field, it will be displayed. Now suppose so I have typed there 5. Now in criteria sheet, I have mentioned that 5. I'll just press enter key. So as that 5 roll number is available, so what is the information of a 5? Roll number 5 is having Hemant, name is Hemant, and what all his records are there. Is everything correct? Check here. Here it is Hemant, 96, 98, 89, then 283. See here, 94% he has got. So this way we are going to add our record and search in this way. So understood how to search. Now our next point of our lesson is nothing but the delete option. So for deleting it, so again we have to go to the forms. First of all click on the A2, go and click on the forms option. Now as you want to delete it, move the desired record by clicking on find next button. Suppose now this 7 number, this last 7 number is have become for 2 times. So what I'll do, I'll just go for the find next. So 7 is there for 2 times. So the second one I don't want. So I'll just find next and preview. Then click on the button delete. So as I click on the button delete, that display record will be deleted permanently. I just click on delete. See my record as deleted from the form sheet as well as in my Excel sheet. So this way we are gonna add, search and delete the record from the form. Now let us move for sorting a data, or how you want to sort the data. What do you mean by sorting first? So sorting means arranging the given data according to a particular field, either in the ascending or descending order in a worksheet. So once the data is organized, it becomes very easy to work with. So we have to just follow the steps. So just for following, let us arrange it in this way. For example, let me click on this B2 cell, that is the name of a cell. Now for name of a cell, let us go to the sorting option. So now I'll just go in the tabs group. This is my tabs group. In my tabs group, I'm having a data tab. Go and click on the data tab. Once you click on the data tab, just go and click on the sort option. Sort in the sort and filters group. So go and click on the sort option. A dialog box appears of the sort. Now what you want to sort in this? I want to sort the total. So total, I'll select the total option in the sort by, and I'll select the largest to smallest option in the order section. So by default, what happens whenever I'm sorting it? By default, all my data has headers checkboxes selected. Now this data has automatically selected. Now as it has selected, what happens next? Let us check what happens next. So for looking into it, just go and click on the option OK. As I click on OK, so Hemant, he has got the highest score, that is 94.33. So he has come at the top. Then 91.85. See the series. The series has changed. Understood? So this way we are going to add it to the sort our table in our Excel sheet just by clicking on the sort option in the sort and filter. So let me explain it one more time. So for explaining it one more time, so this is my Excel sheet. I'll just click on any of the option in the names. Go to the data tab. Click on the sort option in the sort and filter table. As I click on it, which field I want to sort? I want to sort it with the help of a total. In the total, I want by default what it comes. By default, we get as the smallest to largest. But I don't want that way. I want largest to the smallest, and I'll say OK. As I click on OK, my entire table changes from the highest score to the lowest score. Okay. Now this way we are gonna add it. Now suppose we want to add a filter to my table. So how to add a filter? Or how to provide a filter to my screen? So just for adding a filter, go and click on the data tab and click on the filter. Suppose I want to add a filter to my Hindi subject. So here I'll select the Hindi subject and I'll go to the data tab and click on the filter option. So as I click on the filter, each column has got its own filter. The list will get filtered and display only those records that contain the number 79 in the column D. Suppose this is my column D. Suppose I am filtering it. I am deselecting all the options. I'll just click on the 79 and press OK. As I click on press OK, whatever this in Hindi, Kritika has only got the 79 marks. So only that record will be visible on my screen. Rest of all will be hidden. I'll show you one more time. So now I want to see the record of who has got 70 marks in Hindi. 70 marks in Hindi. Suppose this is my 70 mark. So first what I'll do, I'll deselect it. This tick mark shows us that all the options are selected. Now I'll deselect it and I'll click on only one option, that is 70. Who has got 70 marks in Hindi? I'll go and click on OK. The person who has got 70 marks is Roshan. Only that record will be visible on our screen. So this way we are going to add the filters to our data. So this is an excellent way of viewing the records or filtering the records. Okay, now let us move for our next point is using advanced filter. So what is our advanced filter? Let us check what is advanced filter. So advanced filter option is used to filter the data in a multiple fields using classified criteria or to copy the filtered records to a different location or to find the unique records. So we are going to find the unique records. Now let us start with the same. So for inserting at least 3 blanks row by clicking on the home tab. So I'll just click on the home tab. I'll remove the filters. So this is my home tab. In my home tab, so just insert the cells or rows into this row name English Hindi. Here I want to add the blank rows. So go to the home tab. In home tab in the cells group we are having insert option. So let us just insert the rows. 3 rows I want to insert it. So I'll do it for 3 times. So I have done this 3 times. Now what I want to add this line to my A4. So what I want to do, roll number, name, English, Hindi, computers, total. So these are my field names which I want to add it to the A4. So 4th row. So I want to do it this way. So what I'll do, so I'll just go and click on I'll just first select the A4 and then go to the data and go and click on the advanced option in the sort and filter group. As I click on the sort and filter group, the dialog box appears on my screen. So what I want to do, I want to mention the criteria. So which criteria I want? I want dollar, that is A. Then I want to keep 4 as common. So $1. So from $1 I want to, so I'll just press the colon. Then I want to keep D till D. I want to keep it the same. So I'll mention there D. Then the row is D2. Then I want to copy to it. So I'll just create the copy. Till where I want to copy? So I want to copy to F. So $F6 colon $I to the $6 and just press on OK. So we have sorted out it. Okay. Now let us go for the next point of our lesson. So now let us try the data validation. So for adding the data validation means what? We just have to restrict the cells entries within a specified range. Now I want to add the specified range to this. So what I'll do, I'll just select the entire marks list, that is from Anju till Pranav. I'm just selecting all the entries of the marks. Then I'm for after selecting it, just let us go to the data validation. Now where is that data validation present? So go to the which tab I'll go? I'll go to the data tab. In data tab, just go on to the data validation. Now data validation is present in the data tools. In data tools, just select the data validation. In that, first is option we can see is data validation. As I click on the data validation, I have three options, that is settings, input messages, then errors. And within these three, we'll just add the settings to our validation. So what settings we should add? We should add allow. In allow, let us select the option as whole number. So whatever the entries we are going to do, that should be in a whole number. And for data's option, we'll just select in between. In between, we'll select minimum value, we'll take it as 0 and maximum value should be 100, because our marks entries is just about 0 to 100. And just go to the this I have done the settings to our validation criteria. Then after that, just let us take the input messages. So for input message, I want to give a title as, let us give title as validation. Validation. So I'm giving the title for my validation, data validation. Message, any message you can type it. Suppose message, I'll type it in between 0 is or we can say instead of 0, I'll say greater than equals to 0. Then I'll press enter key, let it go next line. Less than equals to 100, because I'm taking the range in between, that is 0 and 100. Okay, so what will be the message which will be displayed? So for that message, I have given the validation as a title, and message will be greater than equals to 0 and less than equals to 100. So this I have made the validation message. Then errors. Now suppose you want to give any error message. So for that also I can give the title as error. So let me give the title as error. Then message, this input value, input is wrong. So this way I have added the message also, and as I have made all the changes, I'll just click on OK. So see here, that validation message has come at the right bottom of my selected column. Now suppose, now as I have added the validation, let me give the, for the computer I am giving 110 marks. So let us write 110 and go to the next line. See here, now as I am entering 110, this is greater than 100, isn't it? So there comes our error. So I have given the name as error. And what is the error? Input is wrong. So what is it? Input I have given as 110, it is wrong. So what I'll do, I'll just retry it. So I'm giving as 98. Can you see the changes? So the range will be in between 0 to 100. So this way we are going to add it to our Excel sheet. Understood students how to add the validation on how to do our advanced setting. Okay, now let us go for the next point of our lesson, that is adding subtotal in the database. So how to add a subtotal in our database? Only 2 points are left, that is adding a subtotal in database and analyzing data with pivot table. So for the same, let us go for the practicals for the same. So students, what I did, I want to add the subtotals in a data sheet. So I took this data sheet, which consists of a serial number, then sales executive, month, and sales. So what I did, I took the sales for 3 people in January month and February month. So Ram, what he did, his sales was about 101 in the month of January. Mohan's it was 125 and Pranav's it was 75. So what I want the total sale of each month separately. So I want total sale of each month separately. So for this, what I'll do, I'll just select any of the cell in this sheet. Then first of all, for adding the subtotal, what I'll do, I'll go to the data column. In the data tab, I'm having outlines group. What is there? Outlines group. In this outlines group, I want separate total for January month and separate total for my February month. So how to do it? Just go to the outlines group. In outlines group, I am having subtotal option. So what I am having? Subtotal option. Just click on that subtotal option. As I click on subtotal option, here I am getting a subtotal dialog box on my screen. So as the subtotal dialog box is there, I just have to select which way I want to do the totaling. Suppose each change. So add each change in. So these are all my options. Now here I want to select the month. So I want to do the subtotal in the form of a month. So separate for January, separate for February. So what I want to do a sum. So I have select the function as sum. Now serial number, sales executive, month. So everything is selected already. So what I just want its sale. I don't want everywhere so I'll just only select the sales option. Rest of all I'll be deselecting it. Now see here, what they are saying, replace the current subtotal. So if I'll select this replace the current total, then whatever I have done the total already, that will be replaced. So I don't want it to be replaced. Already I have not done, but then too I don't want replaced if you have done in your table. So I'll just click on it. I just want the summary below the dot. So every data I want it summary. So I'll just only click on the summary below the data and I'll say OK. Now see here. So the January total is 401, February total is 485 and the grand total is 886. So this way I can do my subtotaling of any of the table in my Excel sheet. Understood students? This is a very easy way to do it. So now we'll go for the last point of our lesson, that is analyzing data with the pivot table. So now students, the last is analyzing the pivot table. So this is also quite easy. You will find it little difficult, but it's easy. So for the same, so what you will do, you will just create a table. Now I have created an example of a table. This table consists of a name, then department, designation of that particular person, then it's his salary. So I have taken like that 4 names. Now what I want to do, I want to prepare a pivot table. So what is a pivot table? Pivot table is a powerful tool for consolidating, summarizing and presenting data. So we want to make a presentation of our data. So for making a presentation of our data, just go and select the table first. After selecting the table, go in insert option. In insert option, we are having a pivot table option. Suppose I have not selected the pivot table. So what I'll do, I'll just click on the pivot table. Now here already the table is selected, that is only one row, that is particular row is selected. Now if it is not selected, what I'll do, I will just select it manually. As I select, see my dotted line comes to my full table. Can you see it? Yes. So the range has been selected of my full table. Now I'll just click on the new worksheet option. Now this worksheet option is being selected by default. By default it is selected. So what is this table range? Before I go to the next step, I want to tell you about this table range. So the text box of the table range, the range is displayed that Excel has selected for the pivot table. Now this here we have selected the table in the Excel sheet for preparing a pivot table. If the whole table is not selected, then we have to select it manually. Now as we have selected manually, just go and click on the option OK. As I click on the option OK, at the right hand side, you can see my pivot table fields. These are all my pivot table fields. Now here I am going to start with my pivot table. So what I'll do, I want to add the labels or choose the options from the options. Which all departments I have? I have name, department, designation and salary. So what I'll do, I'll select the name. So name should come, where should it come? It should come in rows. So I have added into my row. If you want to do it in my columns, then then you have to just go and click on that arrow and select move to the columns label. But I don't want into the columns level. I want to keep it in the form of a rows only. So these are my rows by the name of my persons. Then I want to go and add the designations. So let us add the designations. But see here what happened, my designation has been added to my same column, but I don't want it in the same row. So I'll just shift it to the columns. So for shifting it to the column, just click on the option move to the column labels. So what I'll do, move to the column labels. So see here, now the column labels have turned into the designations. Can you see column labels? Now let us add to the salaries to the person. So the salary has become the same. It has come in the row itself, but I want to add it into the values. So I'll just move that to the values by clicking on move to value. So this has become value, means Anu 1, 2, 3. There are no salary present over here. What is it? It is just showing 1 month this salary. One person is getting one salary. So but I don't want that count. So what I want the total. So for adding the total, what I'll give? I'll go to the value field settings. I'll go to the value field settings. In this value field setting, I have selected here count, but I don't want count. I want the sum of the salary. So I'll just select the sum option, that is sum of the salary, and click on OK. As I say sum of the salary, so that person is getting this much salary. In this field, that is executive, Isha is an executive, she is getting 22,000. So her grand total is 22,000. So this way I can arrange the data, or I can say rearrange the data in any way I like. So we can also change the places of the buttons here. If you do not like their places, you can undo the button. This way I am going to create a pivot table. Understood students how to create a pivot table? Now I hope you might have understood the whole lesson properly. So this was all about our lesson number 4, using Excel as a database.
So this was our revision of our lesson. Hope you all have watched the video carefully and gone through it. So that's it for the day. Have a good day ahead.